Titus 1. Titus 1. And what I thought we'd do is do a little bit of review, and then I wanted to point out some principles from the entirety of the first chapter that I thought it might be worth discussing. I know that Kevin's been going slowly, which is great. If you come to Wednesday night Bible study, I've spent over a year in Romans 1 through 8, which, there are benefits and disadvantages to that approach to teaching the Bible. But part of the reason we're doing that with Romans is because there's so much richness there, but we're going very, very slow. But today, instead, I thought we'd try to overview the entire chapter and talk about big principles that it has to teach us here. This chapter is largely about what pastors are to be and to do. Now, here's a question I thought it might be worth kicking off discussing. Why is it helpful for ordinary church members to know what pastors are to be and to do? I mean, maybe even more than that, 99% of you will probably never wind up as pastors. So you might think, why do we need to discuss these things? Just give me practical principles about how to manage my money and raise my kids and so forth. Why is it helpful for ordinary church folk to know about what the Bible teaches regarding what pastors are to be and do? What comes to mind? Go ahead. Accountability. Yeah, accountability. It's kind of like it's helpful for ordinary Americans to be familiar with what the Constitution teaches so that they can hold their president and congressmen accountable, which, it might be to your advantage to occasionally read through the Constitution. It's not the most exciting document in the world, but at the same time, if we have a form of government where we're supposed to hold our leaders accountable, it might be advantageous to do that occasionally. What other reasons, why is it good for ordinary Christians to be familiar with this? Go ahead.
So you know if you're in a good church or not.
Yeah.
Pastor isn't doing any of the things he's supposed to do.
That's one of the points I'm going to try and make this morning.